What?
Not only is it CV Tech Talk, but
Right.
yesterday Disney Plus came out.
Yeah.
So yesterday I was wearing my Mickey Mouse shirt with all the it's like Mickey Mouse silhouette, and it has all different like characters on it and stuff. And today, of course, I have my Minnie Mouse hoodie. And look at the back. See? I have
Wow.
my little Minnie Mouse ears.
Yep.
See? So, and what are we drinking tonight?
We are drinking a local wine.
Always local. We
from
try to be.
Toca Madera. Actually,
Right.
the guy who started it, two guys I grew up with. So it's cool to know.
Very local.
Wine owners here. It's a Cab Syrah blend, and what we liked about this one, it's unrefined and unfiltered.
Yes.
We love the unfiltered stuff.
That's right.
So
Absolutely. So we see that there are people watching, but for some reason we can't see who it is. So hello to whoever you are.
yes.
We are glad you are here. Normally Facebook shows us, but it's not at the moment. So if you want to say in the chat who you are, in the comments there, I mean, you may. Tonight we are having a San Diego themed EDU chat.
That's right.
So all the questions will be based on that. The first question is to introduce yourself, and then what is your first thought when you hear San Diego?
Let's see. Okay. It showed up here for me.
Oh, really? So it's a,
Oh, here it is.
well, TweetDeck is glitchy sometimes.
All right.
Hey, Stephanie's here.
What's up?
Let's see. So yes, again, what do you think of when you hear San Diego? So when I think of San Diego, I actually think of work. I think of the first AXA conference I ever attended, the Association of California School Administrators. That's what I think of. Back in I don't remember if it was 13 or 14. I don't remember, but that's the one.
I think of long nights in TJ in my much younger years.
Brian Costello's here. Hello, Brian.
Yes. Brian, what do you think of when you think of San Diego?
I wonder if Brian's been to San Diego.
Have you been to San Diego, Brian?
He's been to Oxnard.
Yes.
He's been
Not quite San
to
Diego.
Visalia,
Yes.
Tulare, Sanger. Such exciting places.
Yes.
So,
So I think of San Diego, considering the time of year it is right now. I think of how bad on Friday night Fresno State's going to beat the crap out of San Diego State.
okay.
So, gonna keep the oil can trophy.
Hmm.
That trophy originated from back like in the 40s and 50s when they would play each other every year, and whoever drove, the road team had to go over the grapevine. Usually, had to carry an extra can of oil. So
That's right.
Because back then, going up the grapevine in a bus was no small feat. So somehow it became
Back then.
Yes, it became a
Back
trophy
then.
for the winning team to keep.
So we got a couple people on already.
So Brian's double dipping on the Twitter. He says,
Oh, is he here there
he says,
too?
he says,
Oh, I see.
Carmen San Diego.
We got Kim Calderon
Yeah,
here.
she's thinking of either Carmen San Diego or Pretty Beaches. Okay.
Who's this person?
Where?
Texas-based social studies educator is here as well. But I'll need to retweet and put the CV Tech Talk hashtag here.
Sarah Vandermeiden from Danubis thinks of Ron Burgundy.
So did a social studies teacher from Texas. So, yeah. So CV Tech Talk is going to be even more famous than it already is.
Yes.
Because, of course, it's been featured on local news, on ABC 30, as well as on Central Valley Talk.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also going to be in a book.
That's right.
Yeah. So we will be talking about our CV Tech Talk members and community when in a portion of our organic ed tech coaching book.
That's right.
All right. All right. So we've got lots of Ron Burgundy. Is that the right
Yes.
dude's name? Lots of references to that.
So we have Sarah and Brian double dipping on Twitter.
Oh, cool.
My cousin Marissa from Chicago. So Marissa, have you ever been to San Diego? Whether or not you have or not, what comes to mind when you think of San Diego? Right now, I think about football because Fresno State plays San Diego State this Friday. Should be a pretty good game. Play Store here. There we go. All right. There we go. For some reason, my tweet there keeps glitching. Oh, Amy Downs is here.
All right, Amy.
She says she's only been there once just because her cruise ship stopped there.
Oh, how funny.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So question one just dropped and it says San Diego Unified is one of the largest school districts in California. How does district size affect you and your students?
All right. What do you think of that question? It's an interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's interesting because, I don't know. I mean, you've got some really large, like you've got LA Unified that has like over 1,000 administrators. So there's no way that superintendent can know all of them. But then you've got some real small, like K-6 districts all by themselves, which don't have as many resources as far as funding and collaborative capacity and such. So I kind of like the medium sized districts. I'd say, maybe no more than like 3 high schools tops. Even that I think is a little much, maybe. So I like the, I guess I'd say medium small size districts for those reasons. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Sarah says that district size affects PD. Her kids, she says, attend a small district and they just get subs for grade level PD, but she works for a large district, so they have a minimum of one minimum day per month. So I think it also depends on, it affects budget as well, the size of the district. So that certainly is something to consider. So Kim Calderon says she went from a small district to a larger district and the steps required to get things done increased exponentially. Yeah, that is true. There's so much red tape and logistics, it's absurd. Yeah. Brian says they're at a pretty good spot with size. So that's a good thing. What about you, Adam? What do you think?
My district is relatively small, but large enough to the point where it needs more people like me because for grades K-12, there's 2 of us, one for K-5 and then me for 6-12. And we each have to deal with over 100 teachers each. So that's, for effective ed tech coaching, it's a challenge. But so I think we're probably could use a little bit more of that. But for us, we have a large population. Probably the vast majority of our kids are English learners, so we get tons of Title I money. So Title I money allows us to do a lot of things that schools who don't get all that money may struggle to do. The school make a fundraise for that, where we get it straight to the feds, and so we get to. It allows us to do things that many districts can't. We don't get that funding. So
yeah,
that whole chestnut.
Yeah, certainly. Want to tell everyone how we are.
So Brian also says that
go ahead.
when he's in a small district, he can walk right into the superintendent's office.
Yes.
Now we can't really do it. So there's a bigger challenge in to get FaceTime with the superintendent.
It's true.
And I could text my superintendent whenever I want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Friends on Facebook. So in a larger district, I don't think I'd be able to do that.
Let's see.
I'm double dipping right now in the proud to be LBUSD chat.
Proud to be where?
Long Beach Unified.
Oh,
They're
okay.
simultaneous to us.
So they are.
I double dip with them sometimes.
Okay.
It was fun.
Sounds good. So my answer single school districts in our county.
We have Les Dienerstein. He's jumping out tonight.
Oh, that's
good to see
cool.
Les. Hope he's doing
Very
well.
good.
So he says, honestly, teachers and admin might think of these things in the classroom. The kids want to know what the next lesson is going to be, or what's coming with their site's future modernization.
So in other words, the teachers and admin think of the district size.
Yes.
Kids don't care.
Kids don't care. So that's a good point about this.
Yes.
And you were saying, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just saying that I work with a lot of single school rural districts, and so it makes it difficult for them to collaborate because there's not another site inside their district to collaborate with.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's not that those larger districts have really large districts have challenges as well, because it's hard to create and maintain systems because there's so many moving pieces.
Yeah.
There's so many people, so many employees and all that. So yeah, what's that?
I don't know. I'm checking out.
This is a live video event log that I'm looking at the moment.
That's weird. Interesting.
It is interesting. I don't know. So we've got question 2 will be dropping in less than a minute.
So tonight's going to be our first 30-minute chat.
That's right.
We're cutting down from an hour to 30 minutes just because it's difficult to be on this chat for an hour. It takes a lot of stamina, and so we want to make it a little bit more bite-sized and more meaningful questions.
But what we found though is that people would join at the beginning and kind of taper off.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it certainly was based on those we serve.
Yep.
Those in our network.
Informative feedback they didn't really realize they were giving us. We inferred. We thought
it was still
we used some of the 4 C's to figure that out.
Oh my goodness, we did not. All right, so Brian answered here. Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were going to read it.
Okay, I'll say it. He says, it's a lot easier to see how it changes your school if you've lived from multiple perspectives. My current district is 100 times the size of my previous one. There are vast differences, some positive, others can leave you frustrated.
Yeah.
Amy Downs from Visalia says, large districts, small districts, large schools, small schools, it doesn't matter. Kids just need a classroom teacher to connect with them. Some days to give them boundaries, some days just to help them soar.
Amen to that, Amy Downs. Amen to that. All right. So the next question says the percentage of college graduates in San Diego is higher than the average for the U.S. How do post-secondary graduation rates in your community affect students? What do you think of that question?
Interesting.
You like these interesting questions tonight?
Mm-hmm.
They're thought-provoking, right?
Yes.
I think. I wonder who wrote them.
Someone I know intimately.
All right. So it's an interesting one. There's a lot of research on this, of course, about parent education and how that affects kids and their vocabulary, their access to literature in the household, things like that. So in our community, we would certainly be below average as far as our rate of families where parents have graduated from college or sometimes even high school, to be honest. So I think it does affect us in that there's a lot more opportunities we need to provide our kids, these students, because they don't have the experiences and the language and the access to literature and such that that others do. But that doesn't mean that they can't learn, and it doesn't mean that they can't excel and succeed, because I've seen that happen. It just means that we need to be very conscious of making sure that we give them those. You talked over me.
Oh, so that's your first time.
Oh, I was finishing. I was almost done. I was almost done. Anyway, so it just means we have to be more cognizant of that and plan accordingly. Your turn.
There's two different ways to look at it. Yeah, where I work, I can probably count all the parents that I've had that are college educated on 2 hands. I've been working there 15 years. That's just the reality. And they're not very, in general, they're not very involved. it's hard to even get a hold of them. Whereas I know other places where the parents are all day. If the parents are educated, they're all up in your business, and they're out. So it's it's the complete opposite end of the spectrum there. It's difficult. It's difficult either way. As a teacher, when your parents are always hammering you, it's good. It's nice knowing that they're involved and they care, but there can be some negative parts of that. But where I'm at, it's like they give me my freedom, but again, it's like I would like to have a conversation with you, help you with your kid, but there's challenges to both.
I think that many times, though, the parents want their kids to have more opportunities than they did, and they see education as the way to do that. Mm-hmm. So many times they are very supportive of the teachers. They might themselves not feel inadequate in helping their children as far as education goes, filling out a college app or whatever, that kind of thing. But they are very, very respectful and grateful for educators, yes. Which makes it they're not always involved because they don't feel confident. Yeah, but they're supportive.
Yeah. That's pretty much too much. They're supportive. Yeah. They it's almost like they don't feel worried. They see right. Their education like I don't belong with them. I want to avoid you. Yeah. I trust. It's like a blind trust. Yes. A blind trust that they know that we're doing what's best for their kids. Mm-hmm. And they support the best they can. Yeah. I wouldn't say that no one's ever trying to undermine me. Like they're telling their kid don't listen to that teacher. I never had that, but it's
not where we work.
It's interesting to see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So Brian from New Jersey said it's important to see professionals, especially ones that look like you. I'm also hesitant in a community with a large self-employed population to focus on post-secondary education as a hallmark of success. Amen to that.
Great point. I'm going to retweet that one.
Too. So yes, there's always this huge push. College. But what about the trades?
That's right.
Nothing wrong with that.
Sometimes you can make more.
There's a great meme. I love seeing it where here's Joe. Joe got right out of high school, went to trade school and got his welding license, and now makes $80,000. No, not welding license, but he forgot what certificate he earned, and now he works for a power company making $80,000 a year. Mm-hmm. He's 23 years old. Me, George, who went to college, has $80,000 in debt.
He's a doctor. He's gonna have over $500.
Thought anybody who didn't go to college is an idiot. Got a degree in psychology, can't find a job, and now Joe just shut off his power for lack of payment. I think that's interesting. I mean, I would have been George, the one that went to college, but I didn't make fun of people who did. But right. I mean, there's that stigma that if you don't go to college, what the hell are you doing? You're an idiot. I've heard people say that. Not in those exact words, but it's there's nothing wrong with taking a very untraditional route.
That's right.
To improving your education. We don't all have to go the traditional college route.
That's right.
So we have Kim Calderon, who lives in Fresno but works in Madera. She says, this is one of the things I love about my new district. They have a very strong CTE program showing kids that there's an alternative to going to college. They can increase high school grad rate because they see a different path. Love that, because a lot of those CTE classes that aren't your typical traditional college track, those kids who may drop out, those are the kind of classes that will keep them in school, make them want to show up.
Mm-hmm. Eddie's here from Bakersfield.
Yes.
Hey, he should come to Tech Rodeo.
Yes. Eddie's always welcome to Tech Rodeo. He can bring his mom. He brings his mom every year. Always good to see Stella. I guess you know that's Eddie's mom's name. Stella. It's hilarious.
All right, question 3 dropped.
Okay, it says Interstate 5 connects San Diego and Mexico. What tech and non-tech tools you use to connect students with peers inside and outside the school walls?
Can I go off a little bit off topic for a moment?
Sure, why not?
So this isn't about connecting peers to peers. This is about schools connecting with parents. Are you ready for this?
I'm waiting.
When you send something in Remind as a teacher, or please write out what the topic is so that I, as the parent, don't have to download an unknown PDF onto my phone or hard drive that has absolutely nothing to do with my child.
Okay.
You see my point?
I see your point.
So I'm essentially downloading something because it doesn't say, oh, this is for after school program people, or this is regarding athletics, or this is regarding the dance, or this is regarding the football game, or whatever. Like, it doesn't say that, so I have to open every single one. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just start ignoring them. Hope it's not important. That's what happens. So again, please label and remind what you are saying to parents, because as a parent, I'm being very frustrated.
Yes.
Okay. Did you finish question 3?
I did.
Okay, why don't you talk about it while I answer it on Twitter?
So for me, it's always been fun. A few times I've been able to do Mystery Hangouts. So the Connected Classrooms workshop, which is now on Facebook, is a great way for you. You want to connect your kids to some other kids? Go join the group. They will accept you. There's like close to 500 last time we checked teachers who are in that group, and it's usually about 20,000 when there was a Google Plus community.
Yeah.
But you can say, hey, I'm so and so from this place. This is what I teach. I want to connect with kids about this. And within minutes, someone's going to respond and say, oh, yeah, we'll set up a mystery Skype or mystery hangout.
That's right. So certainly video chat. They can connect on Flipgrid.
Yes.
Kid
Calderon just mentioned that.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Now I'm forgetting his name. Kelly Gallagher. Kelly Gallagher is a high school teacher. He's written a couple books with a colleague from, I forget, Midwest or something. So he's in a high school teacher in Anaheim, ELA, and so his kids read the same books as his colleague in wherever she is, Midwest or something, as those kids, and so then they collaborate on Flipgrid.
Yes. And
so they will have these conversations, and it's really interesting because I've seen him talk about it, and I saw some of the conversations the kids have, and the differences in the political beliefs of the areas. He's in a pretty tough area, and then compared to, all these white conservative type kids who aren't from, the conversations they're having about the literature are really interesting because they, oh, that's irritating. Don't do that. Anyway, it's really interesting because the kids are learning to value different perspectives because they live in completely different worlds, even though they're in the same country. So it's kind of interesting to see how that works.
yes.
Like these kids from the Midwest were like saying things such as about the literature, whatever they were reading, like, well, that couldn't happen. Like, there's no way that kids would be like walking through a neighborhood and be scared. Like, that doesn't make any sense. And these kids were like, well, yeah, it happens to me. Right? And they're like, what? And then, why would you, I don't know. I forget the conversations, but it was really fascinating. So,
yeah.
Let's see. What else? Most any Google product is collaborative, right? So they can pretty much. Oh, Google thought I was talking to her. The
yes,
Google Home over there.
We're not talking to you. I know you get lonely. We're not home all day. For some reason, Google needs to do this. For some reason, the Google Assistant products like Home and the speakers and the displays do not work well on school Wi-Fi. Chromecast is very glitchy. They're such a powerful tool. They need to fix that.
Yeah. I'm
calling them out right now. I know
You're calling them out right now.
I know you can hear me, Google. You're all over my house, and you work well on my.
Tell Google you want to give her feedback.
Huh?
Okay, Google. I have some feedback.
To report a problem or recommend features, say send feedback.
Send feedback. We'll send feedback later.
Yeah, we'll do it later.
Yeah.
Stand by, Google. Google's always standing by. Well, so again, for those of you jumping in late, tonight we were drinking a from Toca Madera, a Cab Syrah blend that's unfiltered. We love our unfiltered stuff here. Aticat is very fond of unfiltered. It's about 63% Cab and then 37% Syrah, all grown in Madera, California.
So the unfiltered part
Yes.
is not as common here in America. An unfiltered wine is going to have often sediment at the bottom of the glass. And so we were talking to one of our wineries. Was that at Fazy?
Yes.
Yeah. They were saying that they had made an unfiltered wine, and people literally called and said that there was something wrong with the wine because they didn't understand that that's like normal and
That's
it's
an
supposed to be
that's
that
an
way.
American thing.
Right. So, but apparently we were told, and we don't know because we've never been to Europe.
In France, and like
If anyone wants to send us to Europe to keynote,
yes,
we'll totally do it.
Yep.
So anyway, they said that it's very normal over there. Like every wine is unfiltered over there. So that was kind of interesting. Eddie says he's on conference detox when I asked him about Tech Rodeo.
no weak sauce.
Hey, Howard Cayun is here.
Yes, yes, from the Bay Area where we were just this weekend.
All right. So, oh, this is so fun. Sarah talks about how they sent out Flat Stanley. Do you know about Flat Stanley?
Heard of it by
Oh my gosh. It's so cute. So it's great for second grade. It's a great year to do that. So they read this book called Flat Stanley, and then they all make like a paper, like they draw a Flat Stanley and they put it on like on cardstock, and they cut it out, and then they have to like have that, take that Flat Stanley with them all over wherever they go. And they can even like if I knew that my aunt was going to be going to like, I don't know, Europe for a couple days and would be back before the project is done, then she could take Flat Stanley with her and take selfies with him all over the place and then come back. And so then the kids can map it, and they map all the different places that Flat Stanley went.
I've heard of this. Sounds pretty cool.
So when my Aunt Joan was a second grade teacher, she was doing Flat Stanley with her kids, and so my son had just been born, and so there were pictures of Dylan and Flat Stanley.
Cool.
And so she was able to show her kids, you know, oh, this is baby Dylan, and Flat Stanley got to meet baby Dylan. It was really cool. So I think Flat Stanley. Now Dylan probably didn't talk to Flat Stanley because he didn't
say it first.
He didn't talk first,
Yes,
and
that's
Dylan.
Dylan's rule.
That's Dylan's rule. That's right. He's gonna have to change that when he has a job interview.
Dylan will talk to you, but you get to talk to him first.
Right.
Just,
Actually, on a job interview, they would probably say hello
Yeah,
first, so it would probably be okay. Yeah.
So you should be good there. Thank God.
Question 4. Can you read question 4? Because I was
Says,
talking.
people board cruise ships in San Diego for a time away from routine. What do you do to make vacations or relaxation a priority? For me, I have this new acupuncture mat and pillow that helps me relax every day after work. I get massages pretty often, and I visit the chiropractor. Those are my kind of relaxation techniques. That's how I roll.
I wrote this question, but I don't really know how to answer it.
How do you relax? You read.
I love to
You take a
read.
bath.
I like to
Usually-
write
usually-
poetry.
Usually you take a bath with a glass of wine and a book.
Yes. So then I'm like
So-
combining. Yeah. Sometimes I'll play piano.
You've done it a while, yes.
I haven't.
I've come
You know
over
why I
with it.
haven't played piano for a while? Because we had to get the cover because of the dumb cat thinks it's her piano. That's my piano.
Well,
my
you
piano.
need to assert yourself. Well, I'm here. It's my house.
It's not very nice. We make the money and pay the mortgage, not the stupid cat. Just saying.
Yes.
Just saying. So, oh, Sarah says Dylan is awesome and that we should stop.
we only tease people we love. So we
Has Sarah's never met Dylan, has she?
Yes, she has.
When? Oh, yes.
Yeah.
When, though?
I don't know. I just know. I can't
Think so?
remember
He is awesome. He is a very good
Yeah.
kid. We like to tease
We make
him.
fun of people and tease people that we love.
That
So
is
we must
correct.
really love Dylan. We tease him all the time.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to add, I also like to watch Disney Plus.
Oh,
So much cool stuff on Disney Plus. Oh my goodness. I was so excited.
yeah, I need to watch The Mandalorian, but we need to finish Peggy Carter first because I started watching that when it first came out years ago, and then for some reason I just stopped. So that's like the one Marvel thing I've never seen.
Okay, so Disney Plus, you know how much cool
I
stuff
knew
is
it.
on
Yeah,
there?
it's Ashley's party. Yeah, that's right. She came to Ashley's party at my mom's house.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
I knew it
it was
must have been
somewhere.
something with the kids,
Yeah,
but I was
probably.
trying to remember when Dylan was there because I remember. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, he is a very good kid. It's true. Oh, we've got Tara from
Somewhere in
California.
She says she's still trying to figure out how to relax.
Can I was going to put me too, and then I realized that might give the wrong impression because there's no hashtag. So I'm just going to say ditto instead. You can't say me too anymore, or people think that you're talking about something else.
Well, that's interesting. Going back to question 2, talking about post-secondary
Mm.
graduation rates. He says, in my school, we do talk about how to increase graduation rates in staff meetings, and then department meetings. My sophomores will usually talk about grad rates. Perhaps I need to bring it up. Sophomores are an interesting animal because they still have that freshman mentality. Oh, high school's fun. You know, this is cool now. We're not freshmen anymore. So this is fun. This is cool. We're not the low end of the totem pole. But the real life still to them feels so far off in the
Right.
future. It doesn't really hit them till usually for most sophomores reality starts to set in during like the second semester of their sophomore year. 'Cause that's when things start getting real. And they start realizing, oh crap, I failed first semester. I got to take it over again.
Right.
I'm going to graduate. And so there's really these
All of a sudden.
sophomores are just a very they're interesting. They're extremely maddening at times, but it's when they finally figure it out, it's pretty rewarding. I will say that about my experience with sophomores.
We need to explain to people that this is a half-hour chat now. Because I just said thank you for joining and didn't explain it on Twitter. Let me quote this tweet and say it. We have discovered, what should I say? We have discovered that our PLN is active the first half hour of
The chat.
the chat is more active the first half hour of the chat than the second.
Yes.
As such, we are something about practicing work-life fusion.
Yes.
We are. We have made the decision to honor people's time away from the chat.
Mhm. It's fine. Just honor people's time.
Personal time.
Okay.
Like I say, our own included. By changing the chat to 30 minutes.
So Kim Calderon just answered question 4. She says, "I'm not good at this. I have a very hard time focusing on myself. I make things as a way to relax. Right now, it's a baby blanket for a friend. Next up, one for my nephew. Last break, it was cozy beans for the homeless." That's all.
That it's over. So I had to put that on there.
Brian, you can go to bed. I know it's 10:30 your
Brian
time.
doesn't sleep.
Yes, Brian is part vampire. So going back to connecting with teachers outside school walls, we talked about Les Dienerstein from Marietta. Says sketchnoting has become a passion of mine. It's my go-to non-tech tool to get kids excited about learning. His tech tool favorite is Flipgrid uses for podcasting and feedback responses. Well said, Mr. Les Dienerstein. Glad to see Les is back on the social media horse.
Yeah.
It's good for him.
Yeah.
Good for Les. I'm praying for Les. He's going through a hard time lately. Glad to see he's still with us, hanging out.
Yep.
All right.
Oh,
so-
Tara's from Visalia. We
Oh.
were asking, we didn't know where Tara
Yes.
was because her
Well,
Twitter profile
yeah,
says California.
So thank you, Sarah, for letting
Yes.
us know where Tara is. Oh, so anyways, it's that's about it for the chat tonight. No,
That's
we'll
right.
go an hour, but we cut it in half.
It feels like so much shorter,
Yes.
but I mean, I guess we could have like done 45 minutes and then down to half hour.
No, I think it's good.
But I think it's good for everyone. We're really trying to practice like
I think it's good that we need to cut it short and just less is more. We need to put more, just deep, just more higher quality questions, fewer
like-
high quality questions.
right. So during
a
the
lot of times we're at questions and we're just trying to fill up.
right, and I really like
Normal.
tried this time to make sure that the questions would spark conversation
Yes.
rather than being like, oh, I have to find something for this
And
theme.
honestly, there was actually on Twitter, it was more robust than it has been in a while.
Yes. Yes.
So it's getting late. Chris Pugliese is watching. He's got to get to bed. I know he's got a lot of janky stuff to do. So can't help myself.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Peace out.